Good morning. It is 7:52 a.m. on Friday, January 21st, 2022. I'm Christiana Ellis, and I'm once again getting up kind of slowly. This is 5 more minutes. Boy, my sleep has not been very orderly this week or not restful or something because I'm just not getting enough sleep and I'm feeling very sleepy in the morning. That's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, so I'm just kind of still very much in the mode of my brain needs some caffeine, which I could probably give it some. Uh, yeah, so work, work. Gotta go to work. Yeah, brain is still not completely awake. That's part of my challenge right here. Let's see. I can talk about there was the fourth episode of Peacemaker was made available yesterday, and I watched it. I kind of really like that show. I think I don't know. I was kind of not necessarily expecting to, but John Cena, to my surprise, has just been able to sell me on the idea that Peacemaker is actually an interesting character under all that bravado, and that I want to know what he does and what happens to him. Um, and then they've put a handful of side characters around him, some of whom I care about more than others, but those ones that I care about, I sure like them too. And yeah, and it's kind of funny. I mean, it's very much James Gunn's style of humor, so that's not to everybody's preference, but I don't know, I dig it. It's it's continuing to improve for me on top of that. Like it's just like as it goes on, I like it more. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully it sticks the landing because I don't know, I'm having fun with it. Although I have to say, it still kind of weirds me out because I just feel like I'm not used to seeing people as bulky and muscly as John Cena is. I just sort of feel like you watch him walking around next to, even TV normal people, and he's just huge. And you see him there, and it's like, look at his arms. Like how's a person like that? I mean, and obviously rationally, I understand most people aren't, and also that he is works really hard to maintain that, and yeah, but it's still there's just this disconnect in my brain that I just watch him, and there's just a part of me that's like, what? But yeah, like I said though, he is his performance is selling me on the character, and even like in the Suicide Squad movie that he was in, he was interesting, but mostly he was kind of like a bad guy is almost not the right word. Like he's almost like trying not to spoil too much, but he's more kind of like the useful idiot. He's the guy that does whatever the sinister bosses want, and that's kind of a problem. And he's also kind of a jerk. Um, but in this show, without really ever undercutting those things about him, he he's like we get a little bit more of his background and what led into making him that way, and also him actually responding and growing as a character to the events in that movie. Like he thinks about that stuff, and it's changing who he is, and he's developing as a character, and that's interesting to me. So Peacemaker, huh? Yeah. I like it. So I think I will leave it there and get some caffeine, and then I've got to get to work. So I'll talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.